guys, and welcome back to my channel for something a little bit different. This is just a very chilled, chatty update kind of video about me and my channel. That sounds very narcissistic, it's not meant to be. I just keep thinking of things that like, oh, I need to mention this, no, I need to mention that, and I just haven't, so I figured I'd just do a chilled video where I just sit down and tell you everything. This probably won't get many views, I'm fine with that. Just, if you're here, just grab a cup of tea or something. I feel like I need a cup of something to do with my hands, I feel very nervous. You may have noticed in the past like 6 months or so, probably even longer, that I only literally do my true crime history and my occasional book videos now. There is reason for that. I feel much more comfortable only doing scripted content on my channel now. It became such a big thing for me that I was so scared all the time of saying the wrong things in my like vlogs, or like doing the wrong things or showing the wrong things and getting cancelled, and I'm just like a very non-confrontational person. I just hate arguments, I hate confrontation, I just can't deal with it, and it made me so nervous all the time. So now I only really do scripted videos, and the fact that this isn't scripted is actually causing some issues. Like, I'm finding this harder than I thought I would do. But yeah, I literally read through all of my scripts like 10 times to make sure that I don't say anything that could like cancel me in it, and I'm just so scared of like offending people. It's such a thing for me now, and I think it's a general thing on YouTube, and I think it's better that I am scared of that than I'm like, oh, I don't care, like I'll say whatever I want and people can judge me for it. Like, I prefer to err on the side of caution. Not that I think I'm an offensive person, like I don't have any like big offensive views or anything like that. I'm just very neutral, easygoing kind of person, but I'm just also a very anxious person, and yeah, that's the reason I kind of stopped doing lifestyle stuff. I know a few people like notice, not loads of people, but some people have said like, oh, I miss your vlogs, and yeah, that's kind of why I don't do them anymore. It was so nervy, and I think the main focus on my channel is my true crime, is my history, like the educational content, and I feel like I'm doing better if I just focus in on that. Lots of people have asked me to make a second channel, and I don't think I'm going to do that, at least not right now. Never say never, but I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing. I feel good. If you do want more like personal stuff, then you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. I'm talking super fast because I'm really nervous. Yeah, my Instagram and Twitter, I'll link them both down below. Maybe I'll put them on screen here if editing Georgia, can't be bothered. But yeah, so if you want like more of an insight into my personal life, then that's kind of where you should go. Or I suppose carry on watching this video, I'll like cover some things, but again, I'm quite a private person. I've never really shared much of my life at all on YouTube, even when I was doing like lifestyle vlogs and stuff. I very much didn't share much. I was very careful about what I spoke about, but yeah, continue watching, I suppose. So first things first, obviously, I moved house. This is a new filming setup. This is a very temporary filming setup. I do have an office, which I'm going to like sort out this weekend, I think. We're still waiting on a couple of bits of furniture to get delivered. And then I'm going to have like a permanent filming setup and a cute background as the aim. But hopefully we'll do that this weekend. Now it's locked down again in the UK, there's not much else I'm going to be able to do, so I think we're going to sort that out soon. But for the moment, this is going to be my temporary setup, maybe for the next 2 or so videos. Yeah, we moved house. I still live in the same area I did before. I literally have moved like 10 minutes down the road. So it really wasn't far, but I moved in with my girlfriend and we're having a real great time. Oh, my phone is buzzing. Yeah, it's really nice. We've been here nearly 2 weeks now, so we're very, very grateful that lockdown's hit now rather than 2 weeks ago, so I don't know how that would have affected the whole moving process. But yeah, we sort of got cracking, we've sort of sorted everything out. We were super lucky. We ordered this sofa at the beginning of September, and it just so happened to arrive on the Monday after we moved in. So we moved in on the Saturday and the sofa got delivered on Monday, so we timed that perfectly. But yeah, we've still got a few boxes to unpack, but other than that, it's a super cute little flat. We're really, really happy with it. Lots of people keep asking for a flat tour. I'm not gonna do that. I might show you like a photo of the living room because I'm super proud of this because it's so cute in here. It's not quite finished yet, we've still got a few bits we need to get, but for the most part, I've got all the like nice little bits here, and you'll probably see glimpses of my office, but I just don't really want to share the rest of it because, I don't know, it just feels like it's my space, our space, and it's just a bit private, and yeah, I don't know. Like, there's so many things I used to share on YouTube that I just would never share now, it just makes me feel weird. Oh, loads of people asked as well if we bought this place. No, we didn't, we have just rented it. And it's in a really good location for both of us. And also loads of people have asked like why I've moved in so quickly with my girlfriend. I think it feels quicker to people on the internet because I didn't actually share anything about our relationship for a long time. Like, I think I only mentioned Holly for the first time on YouTube last week. We've been together for like nearly 8 months, which I suppose some people might still think is quick, but quick. I just like couldn't speak then. But it kind of just worked out perfect timing for both of us. It was just quite a natural thing that we both were looking for other places, and it just kind of worked. Another really exciting thing that happened, which loads of people on my Instagram have seen as well, is I got a new pony. I'm so happy with him. He is such a little dream. I don't actually think I mentioned it on my channel, but at the very beginning of last lockdown, on day 1 of lockdown, March like 24th I think it was. Whoa, okay, unexpected, crying, can't. I actually lost my Danny, my old pony. Oh my god, okay, this is very, I thought I was okay, I'm not. Not going to talk about it because it was all very traumatising, and clearly I still can't talk about it without crying. So yeah, I spent the summer just looking for something. I honestly never thought I'd find another pony. I had a very specific idea in mind of exactly what I wanted. Because of my spine, like my metal spine as I like to call it, if I fall off a horse I could pretty seriously injure myself, possibly more than like a fully functioning human could do. So I wanted something super safe. I wanted something a little bit older, like maybe just coming into retirement, just something that wanted an easy life and just lots of love and attention and cuddles. And I spent all summer looking, we couldn't find anything, and it sort of got to a point where I was like, am I ever going to find a pony? And then Mojo came along, sort of, I think beginning of September. My sister saw him advertised somewhere and she literally messaged them. And they're like, yeah, come out and have a look at him this week. So I did, and literally, as soon as I got to the yard, I wanted something with personality as well. Danny had such a personality for like a little pony. And I knew I wanted something that was sort of cheeky and a little bit like naughty, because that's just what I love. And I walked up to Mojo and I had my hat in my hand, and he just grabbed my hand, just threw it. And I was like, yeah, you're the one for me. And then I got on him like to sort of take him for a little hack down the lane, and then we went into the school and I was trying to get him into trot, and he just wouldn't go into trot, and the girl who was like selling him was like, I swear he's usually faster than this. And I was like, no. I was like, this is perfect. I was like, I don't want him to go into trot. If he just walks, he's so safe. He's such a good boy. He was in a riding school for about 10 years, I think. So he's 15 years old. He just wants love and attention, and that's exactly what he's going to get with me. So I'm just so happy I found him. I think like it's very healing to have a new pony. He is just so well behaved. He's like a little bit cheeky as well, and he loves to like chew on everything. It doesn't matter what it is. He will chew on your hand if you like put it too close to him. But he's just so lovely. I'll insert some clips and like videos of him here, I'm sure.
What are you doing?
Yeah, he's just such a dream. I'm so lucky to have him. Honestly, he was such a good find. I was so grateful to find him when I did. I feel like he came along at exactly the right time, and I think being a horse girl, you can't just not have a horse. And being like self-employed or working from home as well, I'm literally home on my own all day every day, and that's what made last lockdown so difficult for me, in that I lost Danny on day 1, and therefore I lost all the purpose. I had to leave the house, because even in lockdown you were still allowed to go and like look after animals, because obviously they'd die if you didn't. So I just didn't have that reason to leave the house anymore, and I wasn't allowed to leave the house otherwise, so that was really hard. And obviously I couldn't see Holly either, and it was a whole thing. But now in this lockdown, I'm just so grateful I have a reason to like get out the house. Even just in regular life, just being self-employed, just having a reason to leave the house every day is so important to me. And already I can see such a big difference in my mood, just having a reason to get up and get out and do something and get some fresh air every single day, which is great. I think if you're not a horse person, you're not going to understand like horses, but I am a horse person. I don't have a choice. Yeah, Mojo is fantastic. So yeah, I think those are my 2 big life things I have to report on. New house, new horse. Both incredibly stressful, very big things. But next, let's talk about some work things, I suppose. So first up, I was actually on a podcast last week. I did my first ever podcast. It's called 17 Questions. And literally they just ask 17 questions and I answered them. It was kind of like Halloween-y themed, true crime. I'll link that down below if you want to go listen to it. I haven't listened back to it yet because I I just can't. I'm so scared that I said something stupid and I will die of embarrassment and cringe. So I haven't listened to it yet, but if you'd like to go listen to that, if you want more of this voice, I'll link that down below. I think it was alright. I think it went alright. I still can't bring myself to listen to it again, but I'm sure it was fine. And the second thing is I have recently ordered new pins. So new pins are on the way. I've had loads of people asking recently. I'm really hoping they come in time for Christmas, but I'm not 100% sure they will. But if they do, obviously you guys will be the first ones to know. I'll stick it on here and on my Instagram. I've got 4 designs this time around. I'm bringing back one of the old designs, a True Crime Hearts. That one sells so well. I know you guys really love that one. It's kind of merch, but it's also not merch. Like, please don't feel obliged to buy it. But it's just like a nice little like extra income for me on the side. But I do all of that myself. I literally order them, I package them myself, I write all the addresses, like I do everything. So yeah, so they should be coming in about 6 weeks. Loads of people have been asking me. Fingers crossed before Christmas, but we will see. And just a couple of things in regards to channel changes possibly in the new year. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this yet, so maybe there's no point in me even talking about it, but I feel like you guys might be able to like give me your input and let me know before I make any like hard decisions. For the last year, maybe over a year, maybe just under a year, I've been uploading about 9 videos every month, which whilst has been very much doable, I'm feeling the strain of, because my videos aren't just like sit down and chat at a camera for 10 minutes. They take hours and hours and hours of research. Like I've said before in videos, I don't have a manager, I don't have a researcher, I don't have an editor, I do it all myself. I'm way too much of a control freak to let somebody else like come in and help me. And that's just sort of what works for me, and I'm happy with how I'm doing things. But it's just getting a lot. I think 2020 has just been a lot, like losing Danny and like Corona and everything that's gone on. I don't want to say struggling, because I'm not, I'm fine. It's just a lot. So I think in the new year, I want to mix things around possibly, maybe just slightly lower the amount of videos I do a month. Recently I've had a lot of families come to me in terms of my midweek mysteries, wanting me to cover their loved ones' cases, and honestly that just makes me feel so good about myself. That's why I do what I do. I want to help people. I want to get the stories out there about like loved ones that need to be found or cases that need to be solved. And it's just, in so many cases they sort of end with the police saying the only way we're ever going to be able to solve this is if somebody comes forward with information. And by doing what I do on my channel, I want to possibly be the one to share that piece of information that somebody recognises and thinks, I know that person, or I know who committed that crime, or I have a suspect in mind. And I just kind of find myself sometimes looking at cases thinking, I don't need to be talking about this. This isn't one that needs to be spoken about. It's why I don't do solved cases. Like, I'll do them very occasionally if it's a particularly interesting story, but in general I do what I do because I want to help. And if I don't think I can help in a case, then there's not much point in me talking about them. And I find sometimes I'm just sort of scrambling for cases to talk about when there isn't necessarily one that I can find that I feel needs talking about. So I'm potentially thinking about maybe dropping down to 3 midweek mysteries a month. Maybe I'll sort of do 3 and then take a week off, then do another 3, just so I'm sort of not scrambling for cases so hard. I love doing my history series. I find that so interesting. I feel there's a lot less pressure on my history series than there is on my true crime series for obvious reasons. So I don't really want to drop on those, so I just find it super interesting, but maybe I'll drop down to 2 history videos a month, because at the moment I do 3. But yeah, nothing's set in stone. I'm just sort of wanting to get your guys' input and let me know what you think. Yeah, I just don't want to feel like I'm not helping. I want to, through doing my true crime series, I always want to be helping somebody, and if I don't think I'm going to be helping, then there's no point in me talking about it. I also think next year I'm going to invest in loads of new equipment. I've literally had this same camera since I started on YouTube 7.5 years ago, and I've changed lenses a couple of times, but the camera, the body is the same, so I think I'm probably going to switch that up next year. But I have no idea about cameras or lenses, so I'm probably going to have to do some research to figure that out. So next year I just want to switch things up a little bit, change things around. We're going to have a new background. I'm wanting to get like an actual iMac to edit on, because at the moment I have this MacBook, which is about 3 years old, so it's not like that old, but it sort of struggles with editing, especially because my files are so huge. But yeah, I think just next year I'm going to invest a bit of money and just sort of try and expand and make my channel a bit better. I don't know. I don't really know the technical side. I know how to write a script, I know how to research, I know how to read, but the actual tech side I'm kind of useless at. So I'm sure you guys have probably realised that my production value isn't the highest just because I'm completely clueless. What else have I got on my list to talk about? I've written here feelings on lockdown/Rona, but I literally wrote this list of things to talk about a month and a half ago. Before lockdown 2 even was an idea. I'm actually alright about it, you know. I think because my life is pretty much working from home and then going to do my horse, that's not really going to change at all. And now I'm going to be working from home with my girlfriend also working from home. I know some of you are probably really upset about the idea of the second lockdown, and I get it, last lockdown was horrible for me. I think by about week 6 I just stopped getting out of bed, full stop. I just didn't. Oh, my phone's going again. I really should put this on like do not disturb, shouldn't I? I really started to struggle, and I felt like every time I spoke out about the fact that I was struggling with lockdown, people would sort of attack and be like, it's for the good of the country and like all this, and it was, like lockdown was for a reason, but it doesn't mean that people aren't going to struggle. And I felt like I even stopped sort of talking about the fact that I was struggling with it because you just get attacked, which is horrible. And I am in a better place this lockdown round. Like I said, quite excited for it actually. Just a chance to like just relax and switch off for a bit. But yeah, if you think you're going to be struggling, then I feel you. If you ever want to if you ever want to chat, you can message me on Instagram. I am not the best at replying to my Instagram messages. I used to be really good, and now it's sort of got to a point where I get quite a lot. But yeah, if you do struggle and just want to like either vent and get your feelings out, or just want to like chat, send me a message, and if I see it, I will reply. Well, oh, last thing. I think this is the last thing. I'm starting a Twitch channel. It's not like going to be anything huge, but obviously me and Holly are going to be in this flat, locked down, as everyone else is, and we both love playing Fortnite. And I know like everyone's like, oh, Fortnite was so 3 years ago, whatever. Like I'm enjoying it now, it's fun. She's like super gamer girl, and she's very excited about the prospect of streaming, so we'll probably like just stream some duos. I think our Twitch channel is Georgia and Hull. I'll link it down below, so if you want to go and give us a follow over there, then feel free. I don't know when we're going to start doing it. I think we need to order a camera or something, but that could be quite exciting. It's just something to keep us entertained during lockdown. If you want to follow and watch it, then maybe it will keep you entertained too. Yeah, I think that's everything I had to chat about. I feel like I thought of something else and then immediately forgot it. Oh, I remembered the last thing, which is quite a big thing, and I can't believe I nearly forgot to talk about it. So sorry, this video is nearly over, I swear. If you're even still watching, you're probably sick of my voice by now. I was contacted by a company who want me to do a podcast. Now, a podcast is something I've thought about doing for a really long time, and I think it's sort of natural because it kind of fits in with what I do on my YouTube, and I listen to so many podcasts. I'm literally listening to a podcast all the time. My issue has always been, how on earth am I going to differentiate my content between a podcast and my YouTube channel? Like, do I talk about the same topics? Or like, it's just like essentially doubling the work. If I start a podcast and I'm doubling my like research work, and I'm already like very at my limit with that. An idea I potentially had was just taking the audios from my YouTube videos. A lot of people always ask me if I can like make my videos in podcast form. So I could literally just lift my audio and make them into like podcasts. So sometimes it might be a bit funny, I might refer to a photo on screen or something, which won't quite translate to a podcast, but maybe if I put like a disclaimer at the beginning saying like this has been taken from a YouTube video. I am a little bit concerned that it might affect my YouTube audience. Obviously podcasts aren't very well monetized, then again most of my true crime YouTube videos aren't either, so I don't really think that's something I should be concerned about. But I am a bit concerned that if everybody's sort of like listening to my videos via podcast, then it's going to halve the views on my videos. But yeah, that's something I'm thinking about doing, is literally just lifting the audio and putting it into podcast form. I don't know, or if you would want me to do a podcast, like what would you want it to be about? I just don't think me making a separate podcast about different true crime things would really work. I think it would just be a lot of work for me, and also there's the true crime thing on podcasts is just so oversaturated, or just, it's just, there's a lot of them, and I don't know how I'd be able to stand out doing that. maybe history, but then again, I love doing the history stuff on YouTube. Or just something else entirely. Maybe I could talk about something else entirely, but I don't actually think there's anything else that people would actually care to hear from me, so I don't know. This video is basically just me asking you guys to give me your input and opinions. What do you think? I went on Instagram and asked you guys if you had any questions about just life and the channel and stuff, so I figured I'd answer a couple here really quickly. Somebody said, tell us about your horses. I've only got one horse. I think a lot of people think I've got more, but my sister has a lot of horses. She runs a yard, so that makes sense. But I have a singular horse. He was in with my sister's yearling, Peppy, for a while, but now he's not. He's in with different horses. So yeah, I only have one horse, Mojo. I couldn't have more than one. It's stressful enough having one. So yeah, just a singular pony. You guys are so predictable. Most of your questions are literally just like, how did me and Holly meet? And sort of, is she going to be on the channel? That is like 99% of the questions here. And we met via Tinder, but we kind of knew each other before. She's got horses. Like, we know a lot of people in the same world. It's just very, very weird that we never actually met before. It was like always one degree of separation. She lives very close to me, or now she lives with me, but before she lived very close to me. Funnily enough, one of my best friends, Elena, actually tried to set me up on a date with her about 4 years ago. I remember it clear as day. She came up to me and she was like, I found your perfect girl, I'm going to set you on a date with her. And I was like, no, please, I don't want a blind date. So it didn't happen. I'm an idiot, regrets and mistakes. That's how we met. She's probably not going to be on the channel. I want to like protect her from this world. I feel like I can deal with criticism about me, but if somebody like started criticising people I love, then I actually might lose my shit. So I think I'm going to keep her away from the channel. Obviously, if you want to see us, we are going to do the Twitch thing. But yeah, I feel like I just don't really want to subject her to the criticism of the online world. I don't know, I'm just very like protective. And like, honestly, that sounds like really horrible. Most of you guys are absolutely lovely. Like, you're so, so nice. But it's always like that one mean comment that like sticks. Like, you can read a million nice comments, but you read one horrible one and actually like just ruminates in your head for the next month. And it's really unhealthy for me actually, but it's fine. It's totally fine. So yeah, there you go. That is my very long and rambly chatty video about me. Very narcissistic, isn't it? I used to love talking about myself on the internet, and now I would actually much rather talk about other people. Funny, isn't it? Anyway, thank you for watching if you've made it to the end. Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions on the stuff I've asked your thoughts and opinions for down below. Yeah, I'm just intrigued to see your input. This is kind of like it's a partnership, isn't it? Like, there's no point me doing stuff on this channel that isn't going to go down well. Like, I need to make sure that you guys enjoy the stuff I'm doing, because otherwise, what is the point? Anyway, I'm going to go and research for next week's midweek mystery, so bye, I suppose. I'm so awkward. I hate myself. Bye.